Hey guys, today I'm going to show you a cheap piece of equipment that you need for photographing your eBay listings. So I get asked a lot of questions from new resellers about what I use to take my photographs on for my eBay listings. So I wanted to do this little video and show you this simple, cheap piece of core flute that I use to photograph all my items on. Now, it's common knowledge that eBay actually prefer you to have your photographs on a plain white backdrop. And the reason for this is not so much for eBay, but it's actually more for the Google search ranking. And it's good for search engine optimization if your photos are all taken on a white backdrop. Now, the other benefit about having a white backdrop is it just makes your photos clean and crisp, and it's easy for the buyer to be able to see exactly what they're buying. The only circumstance that I wouldn't use a white backdrop is if I'm photographing white. If I'm photographing clothes that are white, I tend to put them on a brown backdrop. Now, this simple piece of equipment is just a plain piece of white core flute. And you can buy this white core flute at your local Bunnings hardware store or even at your local sign writers. If you go to your local sign writers, they will specifically cut a size to whatever you request. If you go to your local hardware store, they will already have pieces pre-cut to certain sizes. So you just buy whatever is best for you and your needs and your size of the space that you've got at home. So let's go for a trip to Bunnings. I'm going to show you exactly where it is in the store and how much it costs. Now guys, this is a standard size piece of white core flute that I've purchased from my local hardware store. This is exactly what I use for taking all my photographs on. Now if I'm doing flat lay, I just lay the clothes on this white board and I can photograph from above and get all the photos I need on a crisp white background. Now, if I'm photographing something that's hanging, I also have this item hanging above the white board because the white will reflect up and also bounce some light up to my wall. Now, if I'm photographing something like a pair of shoes or a book, then I tend to put this core flute up on a little stool, and it just basically is because When I'm photographing shoes, I sit here like this and I'm on my knees. So I want to be at the same level as the shoes when I'm shooting them, because that's going to give me a much nicer angle than if I was pointing down onto the floor. So I just simply move this piece of core flute up onto a little stool and I photograph it exactly like this. Now the best thing about a piece of core flute is that it's super light and it's made out of like a plastic. So it's really easy to clean as well. So if you get any little marks on it from stepping on it or from photographing shoes or anything like that, simply just get a damp cloth, give it a wipe, and it comes up exactly like brand new. Now the other item I wanted to show you is a cheap piece of MDF. And this is just a brown board that I simply use when I'm photographing white clothes, because the white on white really doesn't stand out that well. So when I'm photographing any pieces of clothing that are white, I simply put them on this brown board and it just seems to work really well for me. It's not too harsh. I have tried black drops before and I just find them a little bit harsh on the clothes, and this just seems to look a little bit nicer. So guys, that's literally it. If you want to start selling on eBay and you're looking for something to make your photos look professional, clean and crisp, go and grab yourself a piece of cheap core flute. And that's all you need. Literally your mobile phone and a piece of core flute and you're ready to go. Ready to start selling. So righto guys, I'm off to photograph. See ya!